What's going on, you guys? It's me, Anarchy Ninja, and today I'm going to do a little different of a video. Now, I can't really edit it too well, so it's not going to be one of those highly edited videos. It's more just to get the point across, and it's the message that this video will be delivering. But you guys wanted me to do a top 5 guns. What are my top 5 guns? Now, I'm not going to go by the battle log, which I have more kills with, because honestly, I use a lot of different guns. And some of them are just because of viewer setups or, you know, that sort of stuff. So that doesn't necessarily represent which gun I like the most. Now, I actually had to put some thought into it. You asked for the top 5. And let's just put it this way. There's so many good guns that are going to get left out. So I know there's other good guns. Don't think by me just putting these 5 that those are the only guns I like using. Because there's just too many. You can use so many of the guns in this game and be extremely effective with them. And coming in at number 5. I'm going to go from top to bottom, number 1 being the best. I'm sure you guys can figure that out. But number 5, I put the Ace 23. And I know that's going to surprise some of you guys. It's a really good gun. Fire rate is decent. It's really more of a multi-role AR. I do like it because it's fully automatic. It is extremely accurate. Now, that's one of my biggest things on it. You guys have probably heard me. You're probably going to hear me. I can't even talk. I've said this all before in live commentaries, but now I'm kind of just putting it all in one video. It's really good. I know a lot of people think it's the try-hard gun. I don't necessarily see where you get that from. I know a lot of good people use it, but there's another gun in the list that I think is more associated with the try-hard gun, in my opinion. Maybe it'll be in the list. Who knows? And, you know, I like it. It doesn't have that super good fire rate that I would like for those close-range gunfights like I'm always in, since I'm a running gun player. But it's really good. It's a pretty good head glitch gun. Now, there are better guns. Maybe the better gun will be in the list. Who knows? But I'm trying to cover everything. They're all going to be ARs. I think I'm going to do like a top 5 carbine video after. Because I kind of felt like I wasn't giving the carbines any love. But there is a lot of really good ones. So, number 5 is the Ace 23. Now, what am I going to put for number 4? Whoops. As you can see, I'm in the test range. Number 4, I'm going to put the M16. Now, I know you guys might not agree with the placement. But for me, this is the go-to anti-head glitch gun. Ignore the fact that I have an ACOG on that. I was just kind of messing around with it on a video. But this is my go-to anti-head glitch gun. It's just burst fire if you didn't know. It puts every burst on target. Especially, for me, you put a coyote sight on this thing, it is a laser. Now, head glitch, you know, in the competitive environment, I know the competitive is really non-existent on console, especially on Battlefield. But for when you get in those games where you just got those tryhards and they're in, like, just going from head glitch to head glitch, this is definitely the gun I would probably go to, because it will just be very accurate and it will get the job done, and it will kill them relatively quickly. So many times you'll see when you shoot them in the head glitch, they'll move. So you have to readjust your aim, and it's not easy when you're just shooting at top of the head, but this you can get 2 bursts off relatively quickly and drop them. And despite what some people think, having a muzzle brake on it still is extremely accurate. I don't know where people get the idea. It's not. To me, muzzle brake works perfectly fine on it, and I have no problems with it. And let's see, what's the next gun going to be? What is it going to be? Let me see. I did think this out. Now we're getting into some of the controversial topics. FAMAS. I put FAMAS at number 3. Now, why do I put the FAMAS as my number 3 gun? Well, one, because the way I kind of thought about it was not which gun I've used the most, but when you get in those games where you're going against what some of you guys like to call tryhards or whatever you want to call them, and you need something that drops them quickly, especially when you start playing laggy players and, you know, people along those lines, let's say. And especially since you're going to be up close, the FAMAS is probably the best gun for just pure close quarter combat, at least in my opinion. It drops people quicker. I even think it's a little quicker than the AEK, surprisingly. I'll get to that in a little bit, maybe, if it's in the top plays or top videos. This is not the top plays, but whatever. But this gun does kind of lack out to medium range. That's why I put it at number 3. Because I like my guns to have a high fire rate, but be able to at least be effective out to medium range fairly well. This thing has a lot of recoil. Of course, it can be used at medium range, but I just think there's better guns for the job. But for close range, this gun can beat basically any gun. I've beaten people with the AEK that have got first shot on me with it, and they didn't start missing. So that's the only reason I put it at 3 is because it's only really good at close range. Now, for number 2, this is where some of you guys, you might have been watching my videos before, and I saw somebody put that the M416 was going to be my favorite gun, which in a way it is, but it's also not. Let me say, I'm going to put it at number 2. Why? One, because it just doesn't have the fire rate I would like for close range. Now, me, I'm a running gun player, and if you guys want to know why I'm judging everything by it, because that's what I do. It's that simple. And This gun is extremely accurate and full auto, which is why I prefer a little more over the M16 at times. It is really good at getting the head glitchers. I still think the M16 has a little advantage in that department since it's burst fire, but this can definitely be dropping people out of head glitches, especially if you know how to tap fire. Not enough people do it, but you can absolutely just wreck people tap firing. Being accurate, stop just spraying. And it's not as good at close range as I'd like it to be. It has a decent fire rate, but you will lose gunfights against the AEK and the FAMAS and CZ3A1 and if you run up against those. And when you get in those servers where you're playing some good players who are both sides are trying to win, sometimes you will lose gunfights to this. And for it not having a super high damage, it drops people fairly quickly for not having a super high damage or super high fire rate. Simply because it's so accurate, you're not really going to be missing shots. You know, even on some of the faster rate of fire guns, some of those bullets be coming out spraying every direction and you might not miss. So it does keep up with it in the how fast it kills department, but it just kind of lacks on the little tiny bit super close range that I like. Now, this one's going to surprise you guys. You don't know what my #1 gun's going to be, do you? Well, just like in BF3, the AEK, if I can find it here, is my #1 gun. And why do I say that? Now, I know the big comment's going to be, well, if the FAMAS is better at close range, why do you prefer the AEK over the FAMAS? One, the AEK is really good at close range. The FAMAS is just a tiny bit better in my opinion. And when I say tiny, I mean very tiny better at close range. What does the AEK have that the FAMAS doesn't? It can be a little more accurate out to medium range. At least I found, in my opinion, obviously. I know people aren't going to agree with this video, but hey, yeah, go make your own video then. But to me, it's just a little better. It's super good at close range, and it can be really effective out to medium ranges. I know a lot of people have trouble controlling the recoil. No need to name names. I know if he watches this video, he know I'm calling him out. But for some reason, I don't have a problem with this recoil. You know, sometimes when you first get on, it might not be the gun you want to use because you kind of got to get used to the little recoil that's in this game. But it just works at close range, medium range. You can shoot people out of a head glitch. You really have to tap fire, though. You know, I mean, any of these guns, you could shoot them out of a head glitch. But it's just the gun that I feel most comfortable with. And it's why I picked it as #1. Not because I have the most kills with it, but because when I get in the server where I just need the gun that's going to not let me down, I pick the AEK over the FAMAS. You know, sometimes I'll just mess around with the FAMAS. It's really good, obviously. That's why it's in the top 5. But to me, the AEK is just the all-around gun I go to for my play style. Now, I know some of you guys are going to be, why didn't you put LMGs in the top play? Why didn't you put carbines? Why didn't you put sniper rifles? Now, one, if you want sniper rifles, go watch another Battlefield YouTuber who snipes. There's plenty of them lying around. Let's just throw it out there. I'm not one of them. Carbines, I kind of feel bad. I left some of them out. I don't want to name the carbines. I'm sure some of you guys who watch my videos already know what those carbines are. But I left them out simply because I'm more of a domination player, if you guys couldn't tell, and you don't really need to have engineer, and engineer is usually when I use carbines. I know you could use carbines on the assault, but why use a carbine over AR when you're on assault? That's my whole theory on it. But there were definitely plenty carbines. I'm probably going to do a top 5 carbines as well because I feel like I left them out, and I don't like that because there are some really good guns in there that I feel can go up against some ARs. You know, so I probably will do that. I don't know when. Now, I will also probably put 2 videos today because this video is kind of short. You know, it's not really gameplay. It's not why a lot of you guys are here to see. You know, so I probably will post another video. This might go up first and then another gameplay second. So keep an eye out for that. And anyway, let me know what your top 5, you know, technically top 5 ARs because this is what this video turned into. There's no other gun in the top 5. But let me know what your favorite guns are, and do you agree with me that the AEK should be #1? That's the question. I know not all of you do. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want me to do more videos like this. And yeah, have a wonderful day, guys.